ORCID is a non-proprietary alphanumeric code to uniquely identify scientific and other academic authors and contributors. This addresses the problem that a particular author's contributions to the scientific literature or publications in the humanities can be hard to recognize, as most personal names are not unique. They can change, have cultural differences in name order, contain inconsistent use of first-name abbreviations, and employ different writing systems. It provides a persistent identity for humans, similar to that created for content-related entities on digital networks by digital object identifiers. The ORCID organization offers an open and independent registry intended to be the de facto standard for contributor identification in research and academic publishing. On the 16th of October 2012, ORCID launched its registry services and started issuing user identifiers. Development and launch. ORCID was first organized as the Open Researcher Contributor Identification Initiative. A prototype was developed on software adapted from that used by Thomson Reuters for its ResearchERID system. The registry is now an independent non-profit organization, ORCID, Inc., incorporated in August 2010 in Delaware, United States of America, with an international board of directors. Its executive director, Laura Hark, was appointed in April 2012. As of 2015, the board is chaired by Ed Pence of Crossref. ORCID is freely usable and interoperable with other ID systems. ORCID launched its registry services and started issuing user identifiers on the 16th of October 2012. Formally, ORCID IDs are specified as URIs. For example, the ORCID for John Wilbanks is http orcid.org 0000245100385. However, some publishers use the short form e.g. ORCID 0000245100385. ORCID is a subset of the International Standard Name Identifier, under the auspices of the International Organization for Standardization, and the two organizations are cooperating. ISNI will uniquely identify contributors to books, television programs, and newspapers, and has reserved a block of identifiers for use by ORCID, in the range 00001-5000, 007-2000-003-5000, 001. It is therefore possible for a person to legitimately have both an ISNI and an ORCID, effectively, two ISNIs. Both ORCID and ISNI use 16-character identifiers, using the digits 0 to 9, and separated into groups of 4 by hyphens. The final character, which may also be a letter X representing the value 10, is a mod 11 to 2 check digit conforming to the ISO IEC 7064-2003 standard. An ORCID account for a fictitious person, Josiah Carberry, exists as http orcid.org 0000218250097 for use in testing and training examples. Uses. The aim of ORCID is to aid the transition from science to e-science, wherein scholarly publications can be mined to spot links and ideas hidden in the ever-growing volume of scholarly literature. Another suggested use is to provide each researcher with a constantly updated digital curriculum vitae, providing a picture of his or her contributions to science going far beyond the simple publication list. The idea is that other organizations will use the open access ORCID database to build their own services. It has been noted in an editorial in Nature that ORCID, in addition to tagging the contributions that scientists make to papers, could also be assigned to datasets lets they help to generate comments on their colleagues' blog posts or unpublished draft papers, edits of Wikipedia entries and much else besides. In April 2014, ORCID announced plans to work with the consortia Advancing Standards in Research Administration Information to record and acknowledge contributions to peer review. In an open letter dated 1 January 2016, 8 publishers, including the Royal Society, the American Geophysical Union, Hindawi, the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, PLOS, and Science, committed to requiring all authors in their journals to have an ORCID. Members, sponsors and registrants. By the end of 2013, ORCID had 111 member organizations and over 460,000 registrants. On 15 November 2014, ORCID announced the 1 millionth registration. As of 6 May 2016, the number of registered accounts reported by ORCID was 2,204,025. The organizational members include many research institutions such as Caltech and Cornell University, and publishers such as Elsevier, Springer, Wiley and Nature Publishing Group. There are also commercial companies including Thomson Reuters, academic societies and funding bodies. Grant-making bodies such as the Wellcome Trust have also begun to mandate that applicants for funding provide an ORCID identifier. National implementations. In several countries, consortia, including government bodies as partners, are operating at a national level to implement ORCID. For example, in Italy, 70 universities and 4 research centers are collaborating under the auspices of the Conference of Italian University Rectors and the National Agency for the Evaluation of the University and Research Institutes, in a project implemented by Sinica, a not-for-profit consortium representing the universities, research institutions, and the Ministry of Education. In Australia, the government's National Health and Medical Research Council and Australian Research Council encourage all researchers applying for funding to have an ORCID identifier. Integrations. In addition to members and sponsors, journals, publishers, and other services have included ORCID in the workflows or databases. For example, the Journal of Neuroscience, Springer Publishing, the Hindawi Publishing Corporation, Europe PubMed Central, the Japanese National Institute of Informatics Researcher Name Resolver, Wikipedia, and Wikidata. Some online services have created tools for exporting data to or importing data from ORCID. These include Scopus, Figshare, Thomson Reuters Research Arid System, ResearchFish. The British Library, ProQuest. In October 2015, datasite Crossref and ORCID announced that the former organizations would update ORCID records. When an ORCID identifier is found in newly registered DOI names, third-party tools allow the migration of content from other services into ORCID, for example Mendeley to ORCID from Mendeley. Some ORCID data may also be retrieved as RDF XML, RDF Turtle XML or JSON. ORCID uses GitHub as its code repository.